Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, present you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
Live with championship material, the current tag team champions for the Battlefield. Gentlemen, you gotta tell me, please, how does it feel to be the tag team champions of the world, self-proclaimed greatest tag team in the world, and you work for the Samoan Storm, Alpha Junior? How does that responsibility feel, gentlemen?
Well, obviously, being the most tremendous man on God's green earth, it comes with a lot of responsibilities, as well as being the closer. But without the Battlefield, without Alpha Junior, there is no championship material, and that's a shoot. Quite frankly, we take pride in being the young boys of Alpha Junior. We take pride in being the prodigies of the Battlefield, and quite frankly, we are the best damn tag team in this business because of Battlefield Professional Wrestling. I'm gonna let you do what you do best and close this.
Here's the thing. This self-proclaimed bullshit is exactly that. Self-proclaimed. That's offensive. Let me show you something.
Show him something.
Let me show you something. Oh my God! Everyone, PG-13. Everyone says it because we are it. No bullshit, no gimmicks. Look at us. This guy is 6 foot forever, 200 pounds of raw lean beef. I mean, and look at me. I mean, Jesus Christ. Do I have to say anything else? No. You want to talk about how grateful we should be, and believe us, we are grateful. But let's flip that around. How grateful should not only the Battlefield, but all of independent wrestling feel to have championship material grace them every fucking weekend? All right? Look at us. We are built different. We are cut from a completely different cloth.
Levels to this ish.
We are championship material.
Don't forget it. That's championship material. We had them on our show last week. Phenomenal tag team. They defended their titles. We'll be talking more about the Battlefield in a little bit. Real quick, let me bring in Anthony since he is here. What's going on, buddy? We got Ant in the house. We have Jay in the house. And we have an echo in the house. Hopefully we can fix that echo. It's probably coming from Anthony. Anthony, what are you doing bringing echoes to my show?
Can I just say something? Is the video over? Is the video over? Thank God. Thank God.
We got to fix this echo, though. Got to fix the echo. We got a lot to talk about. We got Monday Night Raw to talk about. We got WWE, the weekly review we got to do. We got to do a lot, guys. All right, we got to fix that echo. Anthony, mute your mic unless I tell you to unmute it. There you go.
Definitely not me.
No, it's him. It's him. It's always him because, Jay, we do the show every week. Anthony's trying to come in here now, bully his way in here with his AEW political views and his bullshit. But you know what? His mic is staying muted until we need his damn opinion. Anthony is a phenomenal cameraman and photographer. So if anybody out there is looking for somebody to do some camera work, hit my boy Anthony Corso up. You can find him on Instagram. Anthony loves wrestling because I'll put him over better than he ever put over himself. We have Randy Orton starting off SmackDown. Jay, should we even really waste our time with SmackDown? Because it was
this Saturday.
It was more of the same.
We covered it Saturday.
A little bit, but this is the weekly review. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody here wants to talk about the Royal Rumble. I mean, the only thing that stuck out to me from SmackDown, Jay, was how good Carmelo Hayes looked.
I'm going to say Elektra Lopez. I thought she had a good debut.
She looked phenomenal, too. But LA Knight was the one that was standing tall at the end of SmackDown, so that's the go-home show. They wanted you to watch the Rumble knowing that it's going to be an LA Knight night, but that's not going to be the case. We're going to get right into the Royal Rumble, which was on Saturday, not Sunday. Gunther did make it on time. Jay would kick off the show, with his brother, and this was a very intense opening to the Rumble, I gotta say, Jay. What did you think about the Royal Rumble? And then we're gonna go to Anthony.
Well done, well done. I thought they started off perfectly with Jimmy and Jay. Perfect way to start.
No, Rumble overall, bro. Give it to me.
For the men's, I'm gonna say, Savage, I was a little disappointed. I wanted to see some surprises. My surprise was not Sami Zayn, for God's sakes. I think we were a little let down. I honestly think the women's Royal Rumble was more exciting than the men's.
A little more exciting, just a little bit.
Come on, Savage. We're supposed to see surprises. Weren't you glad Naomi came back to the company? Weren't you glad when Jordynne Grace put the show of her lifetime, they're saying her whole career?
Jordynne Grace killed it. Jade Cargill killed it.
Can we talk about moments? Can we talk about Jade Cargill? You got one moment with Cody, but how many moments did we really have in the men's Rumble?
Hey, what's going on, Jake? No, listen, the Rumble itself, I told a few people that asked me what I thought about the Rumble. I said, listen, I enjoyed the Rumble, and mostly because I was watching it with some friends, which made it even more enjoyable. And when you watch it with friends and you love professional wrestling, you're gonna like the show a little more than you would watching it by yourself, especially if it doesn't fit your bill.
Nothing bad. I was just saying I'm just a little let down. There was no surprises.
How about the winner, though? Are you happy with the winner, Cody Rhodes?
Well, yes.
And Anthony, go ahead. Unmute your mic. It's all you right now. What did you think of the Royal Rumble?
I got to watch it Sunday. Men's fell flat for me. I mean, there wasn't much surprises in it. The women's unbelievable. Moments with Jade Cargill. I could honestly see Jordynne Grace coming in and having a feud with Bianca and Naomi.
Could happen, but right now I think that Jade Cargill. I think that Jordynne Grace is going to be a one-off for the foreseeable future. But it was a hell of a way to make your debut on WWE. I think we'll see her back. And Bianca Belair, I think, is going to be working with Jade Cargill. But real quick, let me tell you what I thought of the Men's Royal Rumble. I actually liked it. It was simple. We knew who was coming in. I was kind of surprised to not see any of the guys from the World Heavyweight title picture enter the Rumble. But it made sense. They just had a hard match, and they had a title shot. So that was their opportunity for the night. Anthony, mute your mic. Thank you, sir. But Cody Rhodes winning the Rumble, listen, it's a good move. He's a bona fide superstar already, and you want to make him an even bigger star. It doesn't matter if it's predictable. It's a good move, considering the circumstances they were coming out of the weekend. And Anthony, you should follow instructions. Like, when I ask you to talk, you talk. God damn it, do I got to send my other intern to beat you up tonight, Anthony? He knows where you live. We know where you live, Ant. We'll find you. Should play the scary music. All right, yes, predictable. You're not wrong, Anthony. But you know what? WrestleMania is not going to be predictable. We have no idea what the card's going to be. So many things have changed recently. Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble. Congratulations to him. First time, two-time winner since Stone Cold Steve Austin, I think. Right? That's crazy. That's a crazy stat. We'll get into this match. And Anthony, I'll go to you first. What did you think about Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul? That's
I am so sick of this. I am so sick of this fucking guy. Take the
with the cursing. With the cursing. This is why I don't bring you on here.
Sorry. I'm losing interest in Logan.
Go ahead. You got 30 seconds.
No, I'm just losing interest in him. They need to take the belt off of him. Give it to Kevin. The guy deserves it.
Stop it. Stop it. Jay, what did you think of the match? Logan Paul, Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. It had its spots. Both guys did good. I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed the post angle also when he put him to the table. I enjoyed that too.
I enjoyed the match. Listen, anybody that's getting lucky enough to work with Logan Paul, consider yourself lucky. He's doing you a favor because he's went out of his way to create a social media platform that can make anybody make more money overnight. Anthony, I know you don't know a lot about making money, but in this business, people like making money. Kevin Owens is making more money right now because of that match with Logan Paul than he ever has in his entire career. Because everyone that didn't know who he was now knows who he is.
Good for him. I'm glad that he's making money with the company. I'm glad that he made money that night. I'm just not big on Logan Paul anymore. He's losing
Nothing
his
wrong.
hype for me.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with not being on Logan Paul. But Logan Paul has been impressing me for a while now. Every time he's in a match, he delivers big high spots, big moments, and he's a natural heel. He's a natural bad guy. People like to hate him. That's why Anthony hates him. I actually am partial to bad guys. I like the bad guys. But, I get it. I get why you don't like him, because he's doing his job to perfection. And, of course, Kevin Owens would get screwed. I didn't really like the ending to this match, but on the other hand, not a bad way to keep Owens looking strong. You know what I mean? He didn't really lose to Paul. He didn't really beat Paul. Paul didn't really beat him. It sets up a rematch. There's more story to tell. We might even see a WrestleMania rematch going on here. I don't know. But, good match. Rumble looked like it was fire. Crowd sounded like it was dead. Shout out to Baked Fresh in the house. We appreciate you being here. It definitely wasn't the worst match of the night. It was only the second match of the night, traditional matches at least. Everything else was the Rumble. But Logan would get powerbombed through a table, which I'm sure Anthony Loves Wrestling loved. I'm sure that's what he wants to say. So, yeah, he deserved that shit. But we're going to get on to the main event, I guess, right?
No, actually, I just wanted to say this real quick. The way the match card was just really good. 4 matches. That's all we needed.
It was beautiful.
That's
No,
all
it was
I
a
gotta say.
great night of wrestling action and fun. 2 big Royal Rumble matches, and then 2 other premier matches. One for the World Heavyweight title, or the Universal. I don't even know what the hell they're calling it anymore. The WWE title, whatever. Jay, what did you think about the championship match and the results, which was, of course, Roman Reigns, again, retaining?
Yeah, it was entertaining. You and I were having a blast with it. I thought it was a really good match for what it was. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree, Steven Chambers. That shit did make Owens look strong. How about you, Anthony? What did you think about the main event, or, the championship main event, I guess I could say? Should have been the main event.
I thought it was a good match. I enjoyed it. I don't have anything negative to say about it.
No, I loved it. I thought Reigns and Paul Heyman killed it. Great chemistry, as always. And Roman does what Roman does. Look at that. Big-time moments for big-time studs. On his way to breaking Hulk Hogan's record. We'll find out more about that. There's a lot to talk about. The WrestleMania landscape has changed a lot, especially after Monday Night Raw, which we are going to get into. Now we'll take a look at the Women's Royal Rumble. Naomi making her way back. Congratulations to her. Jordan Grace making a hell of a debut. Unbelievable talent right there. I would like to see her in the future. Look at her suplexing the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, which would go on to be Bayley. She holds the new record for the longest time in a Rumble. I listen, for surprises and the moments, the Women's Rumble had everything you wanted. Jay, do you have anything to say on the Women's Rumble before we move on?
Not mad at it. I just hate damage control.
You hate damage control. Okay, that's fine. Jade Cargill, though, would you say she had the debut of the night?
Yes, Savage, but I'm hearing rumors. I don't know if I should say it, but I'm hearing rumors.
What rumors are you hearing now?
Hearing rumors that she's having trouble remembering stuff.
Okay, I don't know about that. No, I can't confirm or deny any of that. But listen, she didn't forget that she's strong when she picked up Nia Jax.
Is it hard to forget stuff in your head?
It depends on the situation. Well, if you're concussed, maybe.
I'm gonna agree with Jay on this one, because she's coming more into more of a scripted company, so I don't, if she's doing, she's not used to it yet. She's got to get used to it. She's got to get her wheels going.
She just started wrestling like 3-4 years ago, and she's transferring from the minor leagues to the big leagues now, because WWE, like you said, does everything a little different.
I'm not insulting her. I know. She looked great. She's gonna get her wheels going. She's got like the best staff that she's gonna be working with at the Performance Center.
Well, we're going to see what's going to happen with Jade Cargill moving forward. I think she's got a lot of potential to absolutely dominate. She had a lot of moments in the Rumble between Nia Jax, between Bianca Belair. There's a lot there. They could be foes. They could be friends. They could be the tag team that goes out to take on, because I believe Shayna Baszler and Zoe Starks are going to win those women tag team titles. And then I believe that Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair will be the ones to take it off them at WrestleMania, perhaps. I don't know why. I just see them. I see them sticking her with Bianca Belair so she can learn more, learn off of her, and then they have that storyline where they're friends first, and then they feud next year in next year's Mania after she's more tailored for the company. Hey, you can laugh all you want, but if it happens, then what are you going to be saying? Doesn't matter. Bayley wins the Royal Rumble. Congratulations. Congratulations to Bayley. Anything can happen in the WWE Universe, Jay, especially if you manifest it. You would know that if you paid attention to my business seminars. People pay me a lot of money to hear what I have to say, Jay. They really do. Look, I got to show you this video. Look at this piece of shit.
50 cents. A whole 50 cents.
Hey, so you do realize that the show's on YouTube, not Premier Stream.
Are you kidding me right now?
I'm not kidding you. It's right here.
Right now
it's right here,
about
bro.
YouTube.
It's right here.
This and that.
It's right here.
You a referee?
Yeah, but at least I know where the product's at. At least I know where the product's at.
You piece of shit. You're coming over here telling a Savage how to do his job, and you can barely do your job in the ring. Last time I saw you had your head shoved so far up your ass, you couldn't see it 2 count if your life depended on it. I'm sick of the disrespect, man. The disrespect by that man, that's Dylan Quinn. He's a referee, and he's a piece of shit. He doesn't know how to count to 2 if his life depended on it. And that's just the way it is, man. I don't like referees that are incompetent, and he's one of them. He's over there in the match. He misses DQ shots. He misses cheating. He misses everything. He gets in and out of it. He needs new glasses or something. Sick of that guy.
You're talking about every AEW rep, too, by the way.
Yeah, probably. Well, listen. The Rumble was the Rumble, man. Bayley winning to me was huge. Big fan of it. But I got to talk about this guy. I was a little upset that we didn't see The Rock at the Rumble. Not even in the back, not celebrating, a little tease. I mean, at this point, he came out, said head of the table, but I think the only table he was talking about was the board of directors at TKO.
Yeah, I don't think this match is happening, guys. I think it's done.
I think it's going to happen. It's just not going to happen at WrestleMania like people wanted to. 2K24? Maybe not. Well, it's going to happen in 2K24. You can play that match all day and night. Reserve it now. Pick up your title. 2K24, 40 years of WrestleMania. By the way, Raw coming to Netflix in 2025. That is a bigger deal than a lot of people are understanding. It's going to be weird, but it's going to be a big deal. Trust me on that. It really is going to be a big deal. All right, we're at my favorite part of the show. Breaking news is back again here on Wrestling with Savage. Let's get right into it. Pat McAfee on the commentary team for Raw for the foreseeable future. Hopefully it lasts because I'm a big fan of Cole and Pat McAfee. I think they have great chemistry, long-term legendary kind of chemistry. We have Kevin Owens and Becky Lynch. Now, it looks like they're coming together. Kevin Owens is going to be her new cheerleader. I'm very curious to see where this story is going to go. It's a good mix of personalities. Let's see if Kevin Owens can get Becky Lynch on the right track to win the Elimination Chamber. Obviously, she's bummed out after not winning the Rumble. Ryback crying over CM Punk and the way they're treating him and pushing him. Do me a favor, stop crying or come back already. Get over it. We have Mr. Montez Ford declaring that he is going to have a big singles push. I can see it. Kid's got charisma for days. He could definitely carry a title with a lot of pride. And we have Naomi, who's going to be on the Blue brand, joining her husband. Let's welcome her back. She's going to have a good run, I'm sure. And Jimmy Uso says that being a singles competitor, it's been a little scary. Dude's been in a tag team his whole life, so being apart from his brother has been a challenge. Let's see what happens on the road to WrestleMania with that storyline. Gunther says he would love to play the role of a villain on 007 one day and can see himself in that. Guess what? I can too. Gunther's a big star, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Hulk Hogan says Roman Reigns could compete in any era, any period of time. You can't really argue with him, man. Hulkamania running humble this year. We'll see if we see him at WrestleMania. Good luck to Roman Reigns, whoever he has to face. And The Rock is going to be at the Indy 500. And guess what? The Rock, he might still fight Roman Reigns this year. Not might. Actually, it's going to happen. Just a question of when. Will it happen at Mania? Will it happen at Rumble next year? Will it happen at Survivor Series? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see where that's going to go. Rhea Ripley seen backstage with Jordynne Grace, which, by the way, she had a phenomenal debut. So congratulations to her and TNA Wrestling. That's a dream come true for a professional wrestler who their whole life wanted to be in the WWE. And not only that, made her debut at the Royal Rumble. It's a big deal, folks. Jade Cargill, another insane debut at the Royal Rumble. Big moments between her and Bianca Belair, her and Nia Jax. Jade Cargill absolutely killed it. She's phenomenal. She's big time. She's going to be a star, and I can't wait to see it. But my performance of the Rumble goes to none other than Braun Breaker. He is on the main roster as of today. It is official, and it's probably because of his debut at the Royal Rumble, the way he came in, steamrolled the competition, and just looked and fit the bill, and has for a long time. So congratulations to Braun Breaker. Now let's get back to the weekly update right here on Wrestling with Savage. Hey, we're back. Anthony, what'd you think of the breaking news? Anything you want to touch on?
There was actually something going around saying that Braun took Lesnar's spot.
Yeah, I thought Pat McAfee took his spot.
No, Braun Breaker did, and he
Works
was
for me.
He was a splitting image of Lesnar.
He looked even faster than Lesnar. Jay, how about you? Anything from the breaking news you want to touch on?
Listen, there's a lot, but I'm going to touch on the most dangerous man on the planet, Braun Breaker. Guys, ESPN ranked him 6 out of 30 of 30 best pro wrestlers under the age of 30. This guy got it all. He's the fastest to ever run the ropes since Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong, man. I'm loving it. I'm loving everything Braun Breaker's doing, and I hope they do him justice on his main roster debut, and it's going to be very interesting. Speaking of The Rock, we were talking about him earlier. Jay, would you like to know what one of Roman's cousins thinks about Roman Reigns being head of the table?
Put Lance on.
Last night, your cousin Roman Reigns retained his title yet again. And, I don't even know what it could be like to be part of the Bloodline family. But watching Roman Reigns doing what he's doing right now, how does it feel for you to be related to that man?
Man, like we always said, man, it's in the blood. The bloodline's here. What is it? We're going on, almost 1,300 days as champion. What else did you expect come Royal Rumble?
He's going to start making a lot of enemies. He's going to need more help. When are you and Jacob and Alpha going to get in there and start whooping some ass? Or maybe one of you wants to be the head of the table.
Hey, man, like I said, man, Roman, he's the head of the table right now. Anything could change, but right now we support him 100%. Like we're all bloodline, man. But, I'm ready whenever they are. They want to bring in the extra back. Man, we here and we ready to go.
He's going to need your help, I assure you of that. But Roman Reigns is the tribal chief, and we're here with Lance on Hawaii. Biggest superstar maybe walking the planet today. I think you have primetime potential, and I can't wait to see what you do in 2024, sir.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. And, just tell Cody Rhodes, man, ain't no story finishing this year either.
I agree with you, sir. Cody, you heard it here first with Lance. You're not going to finish your story. Shout out to Gilch in the chat. I'm sure David LaGreca is not going to like hearing that. One of the own Samoans saying Cody ain't finishing that story. You heard it here first on Wrestling with Savage with Lance. What do you think of those words, Jay?
Crazy.
I gotta agree. I agree with
the possibility of being somebody. I'm telling you.
Oh, Lance, absolutely.
Lance has
absolutely. It all. Lance does have it all, man. He has it all. Jacob Patu has it all. Alpha has it, dude. Sean Maluda has it.
You see how he cut the promo? He's a straight shooter.
Yeah,
natural. Nothing about it.
He's phenomenal, man. All right, so I'm going to give you guys the option. Let's take a little vote here. Do we want to go into Monday Night Raw, or should we just cover the upcoming events first?
Let's cover the events.
All right, upcoming events. You're watching Wrestling with Savage right now, the weekly update, Monday Night Raw. Tomorrow night, we'll be talking about AEW. Last week, you could catch Championship Material and Spencer Slade, both on Wrestling with Savage. Phenomenal interviews, which leads me to Inception. Inception was a crazy show, so why don't I actually help you guys out? If you missed it, let's see the results from Inception. Welcome to the breaking news here on the Battlefield. Inception brought you insane action like this. Malik Delvante picking up the big win over Myung Jae Lee, making an excellent debut. I'm sure we'll see him coming back real soon. Big Ox Adams would have a match against Bobby Buffet, and this match was everything and more that you thought it would be. Huge action, huge speed here to secure the victory, and Big Ox laying out a challenge to Bull James. Bull James, what are you going to do about this? Code Red with the insane strength on Charlie Tiger, picking up the huge victory there. And of course, Superstar V Marina would have to let you know that they were going to win their match tonight in the six-man action. And a lot of action in this six-man match. RJ Carnage killing it. Terry Adonis looking like an absolute stud. This kid is a superstar. Everyone in that ring has a big career coming up. But this six-man action, it's only at the Battlefield, folks. You need to watch it on the Premier Streaming Network. Lance would take on Luca Brasi. And of course, Lance would get screwed. Disqualification there. The ref got it wrong, but what are you going to do? Luca able to hold on to his Futures Championship. Philadelphia Playboy putting down Raymond Shaw, picking up the win, celebrating in Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania, and the action would only intensify as Dio Bando would be fighting for his life against Dan Moff. But Dio Bando made it clear that he's not the number two, he's the one. He thinks he can beat anyone in the Battlefield. And what was an absolute tag team clinic, championship material, defending their titles against the Vetrano brothers. And I gotta say, being ringside for this match, wow, what a match, what a clinic. You can watch it anytime on the Premier Streaming Network. But let's get to our main event. Let's get to the cream of the crop, because this match was not only worth the price of admission alone, but it stole the show. Phenomenal outing by Spencer Slade. The suplex submission machine would not be stopped easily. But the blessed one, Casey Navarro, would do what he's been doing for a long time, and that's stealing the show and getting wins. And he did it here today, folks. He did it in Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania against Spencer Slade, who was bringing his game, but it just wasn't enough on this day. But we did get a word with Spencer Slade, and he made it clear that the next time he faces Casey Navarro, the results would be very different. So congratulations to Casey Navarro, defending his title for the very first time in the Battlefield, and still your World Heavyweight Champion, Casey Navarro. Absolute clinic, absolute insane World Heavyweight title match that you're going to want to watch time and time again. And the good news is you can watch it anytime you want on the Premier Streaming Network. Make sure you subscribe and follow Battlefield everywhere on Instagram. Follow Spencer Slade and follow Wrestling with Savage. Yeah, great show, great pay-per-view. If you missed it, definitely watch it on the Premier Streaming Network. But I always have a good time at the Battlefield. Anthony's been there many times. He knows the deal. Jay, we got to get you down there one weekend. Maybe all three of us can go down there one weekend, have a little fun.
I'm at the Battlefield in my house right now. So.
Battlefield at the house, but I do have some behind the scenes from the Battlefield that I want to share with you as well, and then we're going to get right into Monday Night Raw. Training.
We are the most up-and-coming wrestling facility.
2024 the year of Malik, baby. Let's get it.
Huge superstar here at the...
I'm coming for mine. Dio Bando is not the two. I'm the one.
My man Savage, so far we are 0-2 against championship material. But that's because of one.
We part of the bloodline and we ready to rock.
He's always ready to rock, looking in prime form here tonight at the...
I'm going to humble your ass in the middle of that ring and walk out the new BPW World Heavyweight Champion.
working on a lot of cool stuff for the Battlefield. Make sure you subscribe to them on YouTube. Follow them on Instagram. Evil Intent next month, February 25th. Going to be a hell of a good time. Go support Wrestling with Savage on Pro Wrestling Tees. Support the wrestling universe. Here's a little look at all their upcoming signings, including ECW Day, which is next Saturday. I'll be hanging out with everyone you see here, including the man himself, Rob Van Dam. We have Rikishi on February 16th. Met superstar Howard Johnson on February 25th. And Mick Foley on March 17th. And, of course, we have WrestleCon coming up in Philadelphia, April 5th to 7th. I'll be there with Teal Piper and Demios. And Marty Jannetty. Make sure you come on down and hang out with Savage. Oh, WrestleMania weekend long. You can also meet Tony Gurria at the Wrestling Universe May 5th. And Stan Hansen. Now, what everybody's been waiting for. Monday Night Raw. Jay, we're going to get right into it. And it kicked off crazy. CM Punk confirmed he's going to miss WrestleMania. In an emotional message, Drew McIntyre basically kicked the shit out of him. Sami Zayn came out, kind of defended him a little bit. What did you think about this kickoff to Monday Night Raw, the news about CM Punk not being able to compete at WrestleMania?
Yeah, I thought the promo was excellent because he put things into perspective, but it was awful, man. I mean, I know there's a lot of memes out there, but it's just really, really awful. I like the part that Drew capitalized. I like how they told that story to get him. This just proves that Drew is definitely a heel. This is the first time I think we've seen it because he's always been in the middle of a face or a heel. We don't know where he's going. This proved it tonight. He was a heel. I loved it. And I love that Punk was even putting in, trying to elevate other people. And not only that, it sets up a feud with him and Drew down the road. So I thought it was perfectly played here.
I'm going to give Punk more credit than a lot of other people are giving him because at the end of the day, he did come home to WWE and he did the job for Cody. That's what they wanted him to do. He didn't put up a fight. He didn't make a stink. I see a lot of growth here in CM Punk, a lot of maturity in CM Punk. And honestly, I just wish him a speedy, healthy recovery because he deserves to finish out his career the way he wants to. Anthony, what did you think about that opening segment on Monday Night Raw?
I thought it was great. He did a great job delivering it. When Drew came out, he made a lot of good points.
It was a very real promo. You could see the emotion.
Yeah, man, it hurt.
Absolutely. You could see CM Punk was devastated. Fans were devastated.
I don't know, for some reasoning, I would love what if this whole thing is a work?
It could very well be, but I was gonna mention the only upside to that you have is the fact that Drew McIntyre attacked him on TV.
Your favorite superstar did it first. Moxley.
Yeah. I guess we'll move on to this match right here. Judgment Day defeated DIY in what was, I thought, a very impressive match for Judgment Day. They came out looking very aggressive and in charge and in control of their championship reign. Anthony, you have anything to add for this match?
Well, there's one thing I want to say. There's something that they did last night with DIY that's never been done.
What's that?
If you guys watched it before the match, they had the camera backstage and they were just shooting us a promo walking out to the ring.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. I never, they haven't.
I still think DIY came out of this looking strong. Jay, what was your take on this match and the results?
Well, when DIY came out, nobody popped because nobody gave a damn. I've been saying it all along. And you tell the history of DIY, I got to start back from NXT. But the crowd got into it in this match, guys. This was actually a good match. I'm more surprised that Priest and Balor have great chemistry. I thought they had great chemistry throughout the match for a random tag team that got thrown in months ago. They're doing a hell of a job, and DIY did good here. But, it was obvious Judgment Day was going to get the finish here.
I knew Judgment Day was going to get the win. They're 2 over right now, and I think they're going to hold those titles till Mania so they can do something. I could see R-Truth and Miz maybe even taking the titles from them, especially after happened with this because, we all thought, R-Truth was the newest, most popular member of the Judgment Day, But basically, he's out here getting abused by Damian Priest. He sends the dogs after him, and they started just beating the hell out of poor R-Truth, man. Miz came out. He tried to help, and obviously that didn't work out well to his favor. Poor Miz taking that frog splash from Dirty Dom. Judgment Day looking strong, though. Good question. Where are the Creed brothers? I mean, they probably are next in line for a title shot. They've been building them up.
I told people, stay away from the comedy shit. And look what happened. Now you don't even see them no more. When you put them with Alpha Academy, you're a loser.
Well, we'll see what's going to happen, but we still have a couple of weeks before WrestleMania for them to get in the picture. Maybe they're going to do like a fatal four-way tag match. Creeds, R-Truth and Miz, and one other tag team. Maybe even New Day. I don't know.
Leave those four behind.
Or maybe they're going to put Imperium in the mix. I don't know. I don't know where they're going with any of this. But Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark would defeat Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Another basic match. I mean, nothing super impressive. I knew Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler are going to win. They have a lot of momentum right now, and all they've been doing is winning lately.
I didn't give a damn because it was 2 heels. So what the F?
Anthony doesn't look
Where am I
interested.
supposed to go?
So let's move it to Cody Rhodes. After Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble match for the second year in a row, World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins emerged on Raw to make his case on why Cody Rhodes should actually challenge him at WrestleMania, not Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins would talk a lot of trash about Roman, about his title, about Hulk Hogan, people that held that title, and Cody seemed very confused and said, you know what, I'm going to think about it. Because now he has a choice to make. Is he going to take on Roman Reigns? Is he going to take on Seth Rollins? And I'll go to you first, Jay. What do you think Cody Rhodes is going to end up doing?
I don't know if you want to go with me first, because I'm going to get a lot of heat right now.
Go for it.
I hated this so bad. Oh, my God. This was the worst thing I've seen. I'll tell you why. This was a ratings publicity stunt. That's what this was. You're going to tell me 48 hours ago, this guy is pointing at Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns is selling it with Paul Heyman doing the facials, by the way, holding the belt, knowing that the main event was going to be them. We all know this is going to happen. But what is this? This is a ratings publicity stunt. Only the marks would like this. Savage, I'm sure you like this. Anthony, I'm sure everybody in the Savage Kingdom likes this. But come on. I got to deal with 2 weeks of this, especially on a guy on the right as the champion, and he's injured, for God's sakes. He's injured. We don't even know if he's going to WrestleMania, and they throw this guy out here. I'm telling you, I hated it.
Anthony, what'd you think?
I got to agree with Jay on this one. I thought that was a pointless segment because we all know who Cody's really going to be going with. It really didn't add any intrigue into Cody's decision at all. Because if you saw Cody's facial expressions, he was like, "Yeah, okay, guy. Like, I know who I'm going to go after. I'm gonna make the title. I'm gonna take the title. I'm gonna go to Mania and take the title off of Roman, and I'm gonna make it the." And I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do with it. I'm going to be the WWE champion here, and I'm going to be the one that is going to make that title what it should be. Not the way Roman made it.
Are you done yet?
Yeah, I'm done.
He's done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you how it really is. That segment right there, what that was a spoiler because it's going to be, like Stephen Chambers says, it's going to be Seth versus Cody. The history there, the history is there, the story is there, and not only that, but Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, to me, is more of a good story because it's a happy ending for Cody Rhodes. Cody does not want to fight Roman Reigns because if he fights Roman Reigns, he's just going to lose. Now, he's not going to finish the story with Seth Rollins because he's not going to finish the story until he eventually becomes the WWE champion. But for now, he's going to have to settle for the World Heavyweight title. And Anthony, you can hold your face till the cows come home. It is what it is. Seth Rollins will lose. Seth Rollins will lose to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. You heard it here first on Wrestling with Savage. And that, my friends, is not a prediction. It's a spoiler.
Delusional. You're telling me Cody's big dream of the whole story is to win a secondary belt that was made up a year ago? You're delusional.
It is what it is. It's not his choice to make anymore. If The Rock gets involved in Elimination Chamber, it's over for Cody and Roman.
He's not coming out.
They teased all that at Rumble because right now in the board of directors office in Stamford, Connecticut at WWE headquarters, they have a lot of different things that they have to fill now. A lot of content to cover in 2 days of WrestleMania. Superstars that are now injured like CM Punk, superstars that aren't going to be competing anymore like Brock Lesnar. We now have to move things around.
Drew and Seth. What's wrong with that?
That's not happening.
Excuse me, they had 2 programs they fought on Raw.
Not happening.
Don't call me. Hey, look it up.
Cody Rhodes will be holding that World Heavyweight title on his shoulder after WrestleMania.
He is not going to go with Seth.
It doesn't matter what he wants. It's what he's told. And he's going to be told that he's fighting Seth Rollins. Just like when you go to work. Just like when you go to work, Anthony, and your boss tells you, I want you to go do that. Guess what, Anthony? If you want to keep your job, you're going to go and do that.
I'm not paying to see that. The hell.
Nod your head. I love this shit.
Hell with that.
I love it.
To see that.
Jay, you don't pay to see it. Shut your ass up.
You're a mark.
Jay, stop
it. Like those bum ass Eagles. You're all marks. You're all marks.
You have lost respect for PWI's Wrestler of the Year, Seth Rollins.
What are you talking about?
It's not a publicity stunt. It's a spoiler.
And now let me tell you, are you guys excited for next Monday Night Raw? See what Cody says? Yes.
Yeah.
It's a publicity stunt.
Yeah. But I know what he's going to say. I know what he's going to say. We got to keep it moving, though, man. Jey Uso defeats Big Bronson Reed. Jay, what did you think of this match?
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. I mean, Bronson Reed did one hell of a job. I thought Jey Uso did great coming back. Both guys killed it here. I actually liked this match. I wasn't upset about the finish either. I think Jay needs to get more momentum because he's been taking a lot of losses than wins.
Listen, I love Jey Uso, and at least they let him get wins over here. But does this really mean anything? Like, where do you see Jay heading at WrestleMania?
Is building positive momentum. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think he needed this win. Big Bronson Reed is a player. We all know that. We all know what he did with Gunther. He needs this win. I thought it was good.
But doesn't this hurt? Doesn't this hurt him a little bit though?
Savage, you got to get him somewhere on the right track if he's coming out with video production saying Jay main event. I mean, for God's sakes, we can't treat him like a mid-carder. He has to be that little upper mid-card player. And I think this is I'm not saying he's there, but this is a good step. Let's just see where it goes. Let's see how they play it out.
It's a very listen. I want to see what they're going to do with Jey Uso at WrestleMania. I hope they have big plans for him because let's not forget he was part of main event night 1 last year.
I really think he's fighting his brother. I don't think they have plans for him, Savage. I think a lot of people stepped up in the last.
Yeah, but with his brother on SmackDown, how do we make that match happen?
Savage, I'm going to tell you, it's going to happen one way or another, but it's going to be a really disappointment. I'm telling you. It's going to be a stinker.
Okay.
Because they haven't really built the story. Like you said, how are they going to do it? Exactly. How?
I want to know how they're going to do it. How they're going to make it interesting with both guys on different shows unless they're just showing up, beating each other up for like
weeks. It's about to be February in 2 days.
We're going to have to wait and see, man. But Jey Uso, impressive on Raw, big win. Gunther defeated Kofi Kingston in an IC title match. How did that match strike you? Kofi did seem a little more aggressive and a little more hard-hitting.
Big shout out to Gunther. He fights anybody, even a mid-carder, and the match is amazing. I thought this was match of the night. I thought Kofi did one hell of a job coming back. Gunther, we all know what he does and what he brings to the table. This was really entertaining, Savage. I didn't even mind the little stupid breaks. But, yeah, I really enjoyed this. I thought this was match of the night.
It definitely was match of the night for sure. You're not wrong about that. Big shout out to Kofi Kingston for
Braun Breaker's going to derail Gunther.
It's just crazy to me if one day if you want to match up Gunther with Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar's out here defeating Kofi in 8 seconds for the world title. And meanwhile, Gunther's out here having a match with him. So it's like, keep Kofi consistently competitive against anybody he fights.
Hey, look, I'm not a big Kofi fan, but one hell of a job he did here. And you know what? I love. You know what WWE really does, Savage? They do great at post angle. And what we saw was Imperium come out and Xavier Woods, and they were getting at it. And Savage, we all saw what happened last week with them. They just keep building that story. And that's the great thing, because then it's going to be one big stipulation match that we're all going to get into, no matter what people feel about both teams.
Steven with a great question. Who's going to derail Gunther?
Braun Breaker.
I agree with you. It should be Braun Breaker. If Brock Lesnar's not in the conversation anymore, Braun Breaker is the obvious choice. But how do we get him there?
You got to build it up.
It's just crazy to me how 1 week Gunther comes out. He's telling everybody, I'm winning the Rumble. I'm going to challenge Seth. And here he is a week later. Now he's fighting Kofi Kingston. Next week, who knows what he's going to be doing. Shout out to Jake. The aerial assassin says there's plans to send Jay back to SmackDown to build a feud.
I don't know how they're going to do that.
I don't know exactly. I have no
up
idea.
for it, but I don't know how that's going to.
Yeah, I was thinking Sheamus as well, but that would be out of nowhere. I want to see what's going to happen with this. Sheamus, I think, had his chance as well. It's time for someone else like Braun Breaker to get that shine, get that Mania moment, big IC title win over on the undefeated badass, and then Gunther can go on to win the world title next year or this year, whatever. Imperium would come out, beat the hell out of the New Day. Kabuki Warriors defeated Tegan Nox and Natty. I don't even care about this. Like this, it doesn't mean anything to me. I'm more into what happened with Bayley. Nia Jax used a vicious attack on Rhea Ripley to show Royal Rumble match winner Bayley that the Eradicator will not even make it to WrestleMania. What did you think about the promo from Bayley, the match from the Kabuki Warriors, and then, of course, Nia Jax coming out and doing her thing?
For the tag match, it's just basically random tag team women fighting. I didn't enjoy it. I don't think the Kabuki Warriors are great tag team champions. I think they should have left it with Chance and Carter. Now, getting into this, Savage, I have a theory. And everybody that's watching, I have a theory. I feel that Bayley did one hell of a job when she came out. She sold really well when Nia Jax confronted her. I love that Nia Jax got Rhea Ripley. We're all going to see that Elimination Chamber. What about this? What if? Just what if? This Friday, when Bayley says she's going to announce who she's going to fight, what if that's the time we pull the trigger and attack Bayley? I 100% seen this on Raw. I feel like that's what's going to happen this Friday.
It could happen. Something has to set her off if she's going to challenge Io Sky for the World Heavyweight title. Because I still see Becky Lynch winning the Elimination Chamber and challenging Rhea Ripley. I still see that.
I told you that the match is going to be.
Yeah, I see it. I see Nia Jax losing to Rhea Ripley at Elimination Chamber and making Rhea Ripley look even stronger. But the question is, when we do get there, when we do get to WrestleMania, Jay, what happens with Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley? Do we let Becky dethrone Rhea, or that's just another push for Rhea?
I think she has to dethrone her. I think it has to be done.
I do not want to see that happen. I'm not a fan of that. Bayley versus Io Sky, I am a fan of, especially if it means Bayley's going to be women's champion again. I think it's well deserved.
Yeah,
we're getting into the main event of Raw now. Drew McIntyre defeating Sami Zayn. A hard-hitting match. Sami Zayn feels and looks like a different wrestler this year. Am I wrong about that, Jay?
No, he's just the same loser I always knew.
Oh, God. That's not nice.
I mean, if you think he's what, because he got a haircut, I'm supposed to be.
No, I feel like he's just a little more aggressive than what we're used to seeing.
So when everybody's clean shaved with a haircut, I'm supposed to think they're doing something new. Is that what it is, Savage? I see you all clean cut, shaved, but am I supposed to believe it from Sami Zayn?
No, I'm always doing something new. You can't even keep up with.
I'll tell you what. If this doesn't prove Drew as a heel tonight, I mean, the low blow block that he did on Sami Zayn to win the match, that just automatically make him as a cheap heel, in my view.
Well, they made Drew look strong as hell on Monday Night Raw. Lately, they've been making him look strong as hell. Even when even when he lost to Seth Rollins at Crown Jewel, they made him look hella strong.
This made it official. Look at that part right there in your slide.
Oh yeah, he's holding the nuts.
Even when he told the ref, grab my arm.
Steven's not wrong about that. When Sammy came out as 30 in the Royal Rumble, you could hear the crowd was dead. They were like, "What? That's the surprise? That's 30? Yeah. That's it?"
Oh wow, nice haircut.
Well, you saw, if you were watching the live play-by-play I was doing, and even you mentioned it, I was holding my head when Sammy came out because I was like, "Come on, man! Not even one massive surprise. The Rock, Hogan, just something silly, even to yeah, why not, man?" Come on.
Waller,
Sammy going down? Yeah, he is going down. He's down on the mat holding his nut sack over there because Drew broke his testes off.
He's going down, right?
I guess we should get into this other brand, this Tuesday night brand.
This is tough.
Real quick,
This
why
is
don't
tough.
you just tell me the truth? What did you think about tonight's NXT episode?
I thought it was good.
Okay. What was your favorite part?
I didn't like the end though, but I thought it was good. I didn't like the end.
What was your favorite part of the night?
Oof. Let's see here. I'm gonna say I like the part of the first match, which was basically LWO versus Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams.
Definitely match
I
of the night.
thought it was really good. I thought those guys had a lot of energy. The only thing I don't like, Savage, I've been saying it, Trick Williams needs a lot of work. Some of the kicks he did, which basically he's just stealing off Booker T, I'm fine by it, but you got to hit the person. He did miss some spots, but the camera angles kind of cover it. He only does body slam, Savage. He only does a right hand. I don't have a problem with the right hand, but I think, Savage, I need to see more moves than a neck breaker body slam is what I'm trying to say.
I got to give a shout out to LWO, bro. Tonight, more innovative offense.
I'm also gonna say this about Trick Williams. I'm also upset at the fact that this guy's a number one contender and he's selling more than what he should. And that thing that bothers me a lot. You're right, Savage. LWO hit the mark. Joaquin Wow is having a terrific year, and it just started. He ended well last year. I told you these guys do these aerial stuff, and it's crazy. And Joaquin Wow stole the show.
Their tag team work, it's phenomenal. They're so good.
It is. And that's my only thing about Trick. But Trick and Melo played perfectly well in this match, too. It was really good.
Oh, they're another perfect tag team together. And I think Trick is amplified when he's working with Carmelo. I think he looks even better when he's doing tag matches with Carmelo than he does in singles. Only because Carmelo can hold so much of that weight when it comes to those big, crazy spots. He does faster than anybody. But yeah, LWO looks phenomenal here. A lot of the people in the chat think NXT was garbage tonight, but I want to know if you at least enjoyed this first matchup over here. Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes moving on, but then they would get attacked. Oba Femi would come out, just start beating the hell out of LWO. Excellent. And then Dragon Lee would come out. By the way, Oba Femi over here looking like a monster, just tossing everybody.
This guy told you has the confidence. I never seen this before. No, I seen this. I'm lying. I seen this. NXT 2.0 Braun Breaker. But since Braun Breaker, this guy is killing it. I'm telling you.
He's definitely a physical force, but he's just getting started.
I believe
I'm interested to see the match with Dragon Lee and how he's going to perform. I think he's going to retain, though. We'll talk about that later.
Right here,
LA Knight, Ridge Holland. I'm not sure what's really going on here with. What is going on here? Why
he's
is
basically trying to just?
Yeah, he's trying to butter up. He's trying to butter up the GM, but
be on a good side, a sweet side. Get whatever.
Doesn't it? It seems like they're taking him like this creepy stalker kind of route.
Is it me or Ava just has bad acting as a GM? I did not believe her in this.
Yeah, no. So far, all of her scenes have been very unimpressive.
Jacket? Is it cold in the room?
It might be cold in the room. I don't know. It's funny because I don't think she was wearing a jacket outside. Well, maybe that's what it is. Outside it's hot because it's Florida, and then inside there's air conditioner.
Take a look at this. There's a guy with a short sleeve button down, and another guy with a short sleeve polo zip up.
And she's out here with a winter coat,
wearing a winter coat with fox fur on the car.
Well, you got to say this. I mean, the Performance Center's air conditioner is probably really strong.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this, I don't care about this at all. I mean, I can't wait till this girl loses that NXT championship. I do not care.
Let me tell you something. NXT has the balls to even put this on the air for the fact that they're showing that Lava Valkyria has no character. I can't even believe they let it air.
Wait. Steven Chambers says, here's my rant for NXT. WWE needs to scout indie wrestling talent more than looking at college kids. Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
Can't say that. You know, I gotta disagree with that just for the fact that Bianca Belair came from gymnastics and all that sports, and look how she turned out. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but that's one in a dozen. They definitely need more actual indie talent who has experience
it's
working.
Not going to be every single one of the dozen.
The reason why they don't, just so I can make it clear to Steven and Jake in the chat, the reason why they don't really pick up too many talents from the independents is because you pick up a lot of bad habits from the independents that are hard to get rid of. They prefer to get people who have never done this before so that they can train them their way from the beginning. That's the real reason why. And I know this for a fact because guess what? I talk to people in the business every day, And this is just the way it is. This is just the way it is. But back to NXT. This match did nothing for me. Roxanne Perez wins, of course. Pop rocks. We get the stare down between the champion and the number one contender. They're going to have their match at Vengeance Day. What'd you think about this segment right here, by the way?
Well,
Fallon Henley.
Thor giving a hell of a lot of camera time to this NWA star we all know. I guess that's a good sign. Fallon Henley's on a rise, Savage. I call it, and Ariana Grace did really well here. I'm not, I have nothing.
She had a big night on NXT tonight.
I have nothing about a character work. It's just the ring work. But this was good.
Woo! My God, the hottest woman in WWE today, Lola Vice, looking good in this shot and looking good in the ring in her match against Elektra Lopez, picking up the big shot, in my opinion, shocking win. Because I know she has the MMA experience, but she doesn't really have the WWE experience. And she's out here knocking out Elektra Lopez with that beautiful roundhouse kick to the dome and picking up the win. This was a sick match. There's that kick right there. Great shot of that kick, by the way. Look at that kick. Connects.
Are we looking at the kick?
I'm looking at the kick. Are you looking at the kick? What are you looking at now?
The face.
Beautiful face. What did you think about this match?
I got a lot of things to say about this, Savage. First of all, I'm going to say it wasn't the prettiest match, and it had a little less fumbles, but it's all right. I knew what I was signing up to when I saw this. I'm going to give credit to Elektra Lopez. I wasn't surprised she lost because I think this is her last match since we all saw her on SmackDown. But I will say this: her ring work is improved, Savage. I saw some improvements tonight. She still needs a little work, but coming from what she did in NXT 2.0 to now, there's definitely improvement. So I think SmackDown gained a nice woman in their roster, Savage. I think she's going to be a good player.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think Lola Vice is a big-time superstar in the making, and I think Steven Chambers hit the nail on the head saying that she's going to cash in on Sunday. I didn't even think about that.
Can I say something on Vice, though? I'm going to say this, that she's not ready for a 10-minute match.
Okay. Now, you're probably not wrong, man. She just got there, but she's got the look. She's got the potential. We'll see what's going to happen with Lola Vice moving forward. Now, what'd you think about this? Dijak and, oh my God, why? Why were they beating the hell out of each other all over the place? Joe Gacy, Dijak.
You see what happens when you bring...
We'll get back to this later. Because they're going to have a few segments. All right? We'll get back to it later. Let's get back to Rich Holland taking on Lexis King. And Lexis King would pick up the impressive win. Of course, Gallus would get the assist for their causing the distraction. And then I love Lexis King and his innovation in the ring. His take on that choke in the corner looks good too. And he looks good doing it. He would pick up the win off the coronation, off the rope. I like this innovative twist on his finish as well. I was a fan of this match. I'm a fan of Lexis King. I thought this was great work. Continues his heel run, because he's not getting clean wins. Everything's dirty usually. But what'd you think, Jay?
Yeah, I thought this match was trash, especially when three jokers that can't speak English very well, no offense to anybody, they come out, I can't understand what they're saying, and they're messing up the whole match. It could have been a decent match, but I don't know. These three jokers called Gallus want to come out and interfere. And then the referee, what I hated about Vic Joseph was saying, oh, it's up to the referee's discretion book. It's up to the referee's discretion. Are you kidding me? This match would have been thrown out if it was on the main roster. I don't know what I was watching here. I wasn't sold when Gallus got the steel chair and they just hit the guy in the goddamn foot. For God's sakes, you're telling me you get all the strength in the world and you hit the guy in the foot and my man is trying to sell the ankle? This is bad.
Okay, we'll keep it moving here. Chase Yu basically about to have a little segment right here. Andre Chase looks a little more cleaned up than he has the last couple of weeks. We'll get back into Chase Yu in a moment. Trick and Carmelo going to have a word in the locker room before the face-off later tonight that he's going to have with Dragunov. Duke Hudson, Andre Chase, Riley Osborne now in the ring, and Chase Yu, they're, basically having a video prepared to say goodbye to Chase Yu. They got to close down their doors. But then JC Jane, the video package was good, by the way. I enjoyed it. I thought it was entertaining. And then JC Jane would come out and say she saved Chase Yu because they're going to make enough money off the Chase Yu calendar that's coming out with all the female students. Jay, real quick, what did you think of this segment?
I'm gonna get to the calendar. First of all, if you want me to buy the calendar, you gotta have some pretty ones. All of them are pretty busted to me. Look, I'm just calling it what it is. If nobody believe me, you need to look at these faces real up close and tight because there was nothing really glamorous to see. I didn't find most of them attractive. Savage, I ain't gonna lie. But
so what you're saying is you're not buying the calendar.
I would not buy the calendar. But I will say this: Andre Chase, he cut a hell of a promo. Everything he was saying was true. Nobody really thought this would go anywhere. This Chase U, and look where it's come from 2.0 to now. So give him credit. I'm even surprised that JC Jane is facing all this. Now I guess I know where she is now, where she stands. But let's see what happens Sunday.
We're going to find out if that shop is going to have the calendar soon. I'll check for you, Steven, soon. I don't know if it's there yet. Right. We have a promo from Tony D in preparation for their upcoming title defense. Nothing too crazy. My man over here got abused by Fallon Henley. She basically ignored him, said we'll talk later. Nobody gives a shit about him, including Fallon Henley and including Savage. Now we have Lexis King continuing to be a pervert or, fiend, I guess, basically bothering all the ladies of NXT. And that wouldn't go over too well for long, but that would get interrupted by Dajak and Joe Gacy continuing to fight all over the arena. But now we'll move on to Fallon Henley with Ren Sinclair, who's been absolutely impressing everyone at NXT, and I think you're going to see much more of her sooner than later. But
like that.
Fallon Henley is losing tonight. Ariana Grace looking phenomenal. Picking up the win. Of course, big assist to Lash Legend, who comes out of nowhere with that big boot to the face, does her job, and Ariana Grace picks up a win that she'll be talking about for weeks to come, I'm sure. What did you think of this matchup here, Jay?
Yeah, I think Fallon Henley's really got on another level, and Ariana Grace is showing improvement, Savage. I see big improvement in the ring. I'm glad I'm seeing it. I think these are good things. It was a good match.
Yeah, it was a good match, actually. What did you think about this promo here?
You know what? I told you. You put the girl in. Oh, this girl, I don't know, Parker, she's killing it. I mean, I loved everything she said, and all the others weren't really bad. I think one of them I didn't really feel. One of the whatever they.
No, they definitely have improved, especially their promos, their vignettes, and even the matches.
When you added the girl, it's like
it's a complete package now.
Yeah, it's like. Wow, like I'm really believing what she's saying, everything she's saying. I can't wait to see what she brings.
They have a big matchup coming up this Sunday at Vengeance Day. Let's see if they are going to be the new tag team champions of NXT. Noam Dar would come out, but before we have that match against him and Von Wagner for the Heritage Cup, we have Dijak and Joe Gacy just beating the shit out of each other on top of the thing. Joe Gacy would get thrown into the garbage dump. And we'll get back to that later. Let's get back to the dogs over here. What are they? Wolf dogs? Wolf dogs. It's a thing. It's a thing, Jay. I love this. I thought, in my opinion, this was my favorite part of NXT because, again, it made me pop. I thought it was funny, organic, and felt real. I think you're looking at your next Dusty Cup winners over here. Maybe your next NXT Tag Team Champions, too, in the future. Maybe even at WrestleMania weekend. I love how Corbin mentioned he's like, I haven't had gold in a while, man. Like, I need to win this shit.
Damn, but you make him go for the gold. It looks like he's going to do both, Savage. I think he's going to do both.
They're going to have Braun. Listen, he's young. He can handle
his obligations.
Braun Breaker can handle the reps between NXT, Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views, whatever they want him to. Braun Breaker will be on that flight. He will be where you want him to be. Now, let's get into this match. Here we see Mr. Stone's children, the cheerleader section for Von Wagner. Von Wagner versus Noam Dar. And I got to say, this was a shocking match to me. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I can't believe how they've taken this man and they had him as a monster who was just destroying people and power bombing them into the crowd. And now he can't even get a pinfall against Noam Dar. I mean, he can't even get a pinfall. He literally got abused by Noam Dar, who, by the way, looked phenomenal tonight and looks like somebody that can work with anybody because he even made Von Wagner look good in this match, and that's not easy to do anymore. So credit to Noam Dar. Von Wagner, what the hell are you doing? He's more interested in making a lasting impression after he loses by putting people through tables. That's his moment of the match, is when he put Ora Mensah through a table. And, you know, they got a little NXT champ, but so what? You just lost against Noam Dar. So what are you, a sore loser? Jay, what did you think about this match?
I want to say congratulations, kudos to the WWE team and Paul Levesque for signing Cash and Carter to NXT. I can't believe these young boys, they must be the age of 4 or 5, have WWE NXT contracts. I mean, they are way better than Von Wagner, the guy that moves like a refrigerator, as Spencer Sakes would say. I mean, this guy is even worse than I ever seen. Savage, this was pure trash. I told you the Heritage Cup, nobody gives a damn because it wasn't well established when it transferred to NXT. So this is what you get. But Von Wagner has been exposed. Kudos to Cash and Carter. They're doing one hell of a job selling and arguing with the wrestlers. I love it. I love they were standing up against No More Dark. Savage, I believe these little kids could have pinned No More Dark. That's how good these kids are. Yeah, there they are. They are going to be the hottest stars more than Von Wagner. They'd already become the hottest star. They already got signed. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Boom.
I don't even know what the hell I watched tonight. All right. Now let's get back to Joe Gacy. He's climbing out of the dumpster, and apparently Dijak is getting reprimanded by the new GM, Ava Rain, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He says he wants a hardcore match, no DQ match at Vengeance against Joe Gacy. She says, but Joe Gacy, how's he even going to compete in the match? Joe Gacy climbs out of the dump and says, you know what? That sounds like fun. So now we got a match at Vengeance Day between Joe Gacy and Dijak. And Jay, go ahead. What did you think of this whole nonsense tonight?
I think you fast forward that he got kicked to the garbage. But
whatever, man. He ended up in the dump.
Listen, Stephen Chambers, you want to talk about indie wrestlers? Oh, we should go get him. We should listen. We should not go get him. This is what happens when you go get him. You do nothing with them. You book him as a loser. This guy's been doing it for 10 plus in the indies, and look where it's gotten him now. Now he's sitting in a pile of trash. I mean, if it doesn't show it, I don't know what it is, guys. I'm not digging this. Yeah, I could dig Dijak, but against Joe Gacy, am I supposed to be interested? No.
I think they're going to put on a good match, but you're right. The interest for me is not there, and the garbage kind of signifies exactly where his career is. So great take there. Jay, who wins this matchup on Sunday?
I guess I'm going to call it Lara Valkyria, and Perez will turn heel.
I think Perez wins and then Lola Vice cashes in. Let's see. I agree with that.
No, Savage, you crazy.
Who's going to win here? D'Angelo family versus OTM.
I'm going to go with OTM.
Okay. And is this for the titles?
No. It's just a 6-person.
Six-person mixed tag. Who's winning this match?
Oh, it's probably one of the greatest superstars I've ever seen. All but Femi.
Stephen Chambers remembers when you said Vaughn would win the NXT title several months ago.
Yeah. And you know what made it even worse? The fact that he ended it by throwing somebody in the table that was his gimmick before his little brain damage with Braun Breaker. That's how bad it was. That's how bad it was. Yeah, I said it, but come on, guys. You can't beat me in the head. You've clearly
Jay, I know you got to agree with me here.
Second generation superstar. His father was a freaking champ. I mean,
Jay, you got to agree with me here. Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin are winning this match against Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams.
Absolutely.
They're going to self-explode, right?
100%.
I think Carmelo Hayes is they're going to lose this match, and then what's going to happen is Carmelo Hayes is going to come out later in the night and make sure Trick Williams does not beat Dragunov in that NXT Championship match. That's what I see happening.
Okay.
We have the main segment now. Trick Williams with Mr. Champion, Mr. Dragunov. Trick would show this man no respect. He didn't want to shake his hand. Says, you're smarter than you look. You've been playing mind games with me. And then Carmelo would come out. He'd get involved. Braun Breaker would come out. They'd start beating the hell out of Trick to get a jump on their thing, which is great for their gimmick. It makes them look like assholes. Carmelo would come to make the save. And then Dragunov, they're just a little standoff here. What'd you think of the end of the night?
I think if you have a catchphrase, you could go as far as being NXT champion or WWE Universal Champion. That's what I'm going to say, number one. Number two, this didn't do nothing for me. It shouldn't do nothing for you, and it shouldn't do nothing for the Savage Kingdom. And number three, this was all basically to just look at Trick's dilemma. I got 2 matches that I got to go this Sunday, and one with a person I don't know if I could even trust. That's what was the whole point of this. I just felt like it was unnecessary and it ended really bad. This could have been in the middle of the show, not the ending.
I feel like Vengeance is lacking a little bit of something called star power in order to be able to sell out those front row seat tickets. But I think Dragunov's going to retain on Sunday, and Carmelo and Trick are going to escalate their friendship to a whole nother level where it's probably going to end, and we'll get maybe, hopefully, some actual storytelling here that makes sense for once.
Wouldn't it be weird? He turns heel, but on SmackDown he's a face.
That would be beyond strange, but I don't think we're going to see that. But you know what we are going to see tomorrow night? We're going to be watching AEW, and we'll bring you the AEW Weekly update. Real quick before we send off, do you want to hear a word from Spencer Slade?
I want to know which one. I heard two. Hopefully this is the one I heard.
Spencer Slade. Represent the National Wrestling Alliance. Now, I've been around all the top promotions in the world. I'm the MCW Tag Team Champion, Empire State Wrestling, Interstate Champion, and a member of the Spectaculars of the National Wrestling Alliance. But there's one thing in the professional wrestling business that's missing, and that's a manager. You got Paul Heyman, who's some tout, he's the greatest manager of all time. Well, I happen to just stumble upon somebody I've known for a while. Not only is he an advocate, an agent, a promoter, and one of the smartest minds in the wrestling business that you people are going to find out here very, very soon. He's a dear friend of mine, and somebody that actually represents me. Greek Savage, introduce yourself to these people for me, would you?
My name is Savage, and by the time it's said and done, the only thing you're going to need to know are suplexes and submissions, because this man is a machine, and he's going to get the job done. I've been watching him for a long time, because I've been looking for someone who's going to help me make a lot of money and take over the entire business with their power, their physique, their moveset, their mindset, their overall capability to be a superstar, to be someone that's a draw, someone that is going to go out there and kick the living shit out of every opponent he faces, because he lives wrestling under only two words: suplexes and submissions. SNS, Spencer Slade.
Yeah, I mean, all I'm going to say is phenomenal work on both ends. And, you know, I think this is great, and I think a lot of people really need to see this, Savage, and I'm glad that you posted it tonight.
Yeah, no, we're going to be trying to make some things happen here, but a lot of things coming at Wrestling with Savage. Make sure you stay tuned. We appreciate all of you being here. From Steven Chambers, Jake, John Gilcher, and the rest of the Savage Kingdom, myself and Jay. We'll see you tomorrow night for AEW, the weekly update. Everybody, till next time, this has been Wrestling with Savage.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.